Hi, I'm Tracy and this is Kim, and we're here at the Gisborne Outdoor Fitness Equipment. So we're about to take you through a beginner's program, and that's really for people who haven't done exercise for a really long time and want to get back into it. The program is based on some strength and some mobility work, and what's really important is we start with a warm-up. So we've got a lovely path along here, about 10 minutes of walking and heading back to the equipment to get started. To sit to stand, and the idea is just to sit down onto the bench carefully and come back up, pushing through your heels. As you go down, you're also resisting falling onto the bench. You really are placing your bottom back on the bench. You'll notice that Kim's standing a little bit forward, so she's really got to search to push her bottom back to find the bench. Option is to take the hands across to make it just a little bit harder, but you're very welcome to use your hands if you need to for that stability. And we're aiming for up to 10 of these exercises. Great. So this is a wall press, and we're just going to stand a little bit away from the equipment, and it's like a press up, and you're just taking your time to lower yourself towards the plate and come back. Really embrace, kind of feel your tummy pull in a little bit while you're doing it. It's just a little bit, holding it to keep your body in a straight line. And if that's feeling okay, you can step a little bit further away, just making sure you've got a good grip and you are in control of that exercise very slowly. Up to 10 of those would be great. So we're here at the leg press machine, and this is an option to do. It's not easy to get into, so if you can't manage that, that's fine. We've been doing other exercises anyway. But if you're able to get in there and you feel comfortable, feet are up high on the plate, it's just a simple press away and it's under control. When you're lowering down, that's quite slow. When you come up, try to keep your knees just slightly bent. And we're doing about 10 of those repetitions as well. Kim's got her back nice and supported and able to achieve that exercise quite safely. So for our shoulder mobility, we have a simple exercise here it's called a finger walk, and you're taking, just turn with the fingers going up, any vertical pole here, and then returning. So it's making the shoulder open and come back down, but also working your fingers. So come all the way down till about 90 degrees at the elbow, and then do that 5 times on each hand. If you get right to the top, you definitely can rise up on your calf muscles, and that's an additional kind of strength to this movement. Fantastic. This is an optional extra for your shoulder mobility. Always do exercises that feel right for you. And so you're just standing facing the wheel and rotating in a really smooth action, making sure that the handle comes across your body and returning back the other way. So about 5 in the 2 directions on one hand, and then swap to the other side. Excellent. Stand tall while you're doing that. And again, only to the range that feels good for your shoulders. Our hip exercises, you just need to stand somewhere where you've got a firm grip on a stable pole. And we're raising the leg to the side, holding it for a moment, back together, and then tap behind, and then back together. So the idea is to really work your hip joint in the back and the side movements. Making sure you're standing tall and supporting yourself through just a slight tightness in your tummy. Up to 10 on each legs, making sure that you just do it at the range that feels comfortable for you, and that'll strengthen up around the hip joints. So this is our lat pull down machine, and you're grabbing the grips before you sit down and just have your fingers turning in towards you. And as you can see, Kim's just pulling down and the seat will rise up, and she's doing that really smoothly, no jolting at the end of the movement, nice control, drawing down, holding for a little moment and then returning. It's really important to sit upright and to try and keep your shoulders down throughout the whole movement. This exercise is trying to get the back muscles. So feel that your shoulder blades and your back is actually doing this exercise. Well, up to 10 of these would be great. So rock the boat is an exercise for stability and balance. So we're just going to find somewhere to hold wide and just step from one foot, holding that other leg extended out to the side, about 20 seconds, and then returning to the other foot. And so light fingers, so you're using your body muscles, your core to hold the balance. Think tall thoughts. And if you want a little bit more while you're there, you can bring that leg behind you, so just swinging behind Kim, and then bringing it back out to the side, and then return. So you're holding the balance on each leg for about 20 seconds, and do that 5 times each leg. Our stretching after doing all the exercises is very important. It just helps release the muscles, give them that flexibility that we're after, as well as our strength. So this stretch is for the hip flexor, the front of the hip. And Kim's just going to step slightly forward and a little bit of a lunge. And the main thing is actually her under tilting her pelvis, so like her tailbone's going under. And we'll be feeling it in the front of this thigh. So you don't have to go too far forward. It's really the under tuck and feeling that stretch. Holding that for up to 20 seconds, and then we'll swap to the other side. So again, it's just a step forward. And rather than a big deep lunge, it's just the under tilting. Kim's shoulders are above her hips, and that's getting a really good stretch. Hamstrings are the back of the thighs, so we're just going to stretch that out with a nice straight leg. Kim's resting on her bent leg there and just pushing the chest a little bit forward. And this time the tailbone tips back out. So you're sticking your tailbone out, toe up, activates those muscles in that long position. So 20 seconds, and then changing to the other leg. Now, if you need to, while you're doing it, you're a little unstable, you can be holding a pole, but still getting that nice lean forward, toe up stretch. Terrific. Shoulder stretch. So we're going to bring any vertical pole that you can find, the hand in about 90 degrees, so maybe a little higher on there, yeah, elbows on there. And we're stretching open the chest here with just a tiny rotation away from the fixed arm. About 20-second hold to feel that. If it's a bit much, ease off. It's very tiny movement. Excellent. And so that's very much the chest. And if we take Kim away from there with a straight arm and she starts to pull around, she'll be pulling a little bit more into the shoulder joint. So that's our next stretch as well. And holding that for about 20 seconds. Once you've done that, swap to the other side. Terrific. The next stretch will be our back stretch. So across your shoulders, and we're going to bring our hands forward, and we're going into like a hunched position, the head's dropped down, and Kim's stretching really across these shoulder blades area, and it should feel really nice. Pull the tummy in to support you, count to 20, and that's a stretch done. The last thing we need to do is stretch the sides and between the ribs. So we're going to take a hand to the ear, or if you're okay behind the head, that's good as well, and lift the elbow towards the sky, because we're outside. And in this position, Kim's going to take a very big deep breath, and that opens the ribs. So it's not just the side, it's the ribs as well. She'll release the breath and do one more big breath, and then go. Other side as well. So you're holding for about 20 seconds altogether. The big breath to open the ribs while you're in that position. Fantastic, and that's your stretches. Enjoy the day.